Hey, I'm high as fuck right now, and this is Growlersations.
CBD.
Oh, that's illegal, so we don't do that. But we're gonna talk about legal versions of that with Matt Dixon over here. You might know him from. Oh, this is for you, sir.
From the
If
block.
you want to hand that, Dude 214. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, Anton.
Bleep it out.
And then we got Joe, and I totally forgot their names. I know I should have written it down, but
Tim and CBD.
sweet.
Tim and Jess. Yeah.
Tim and Jess.
Tim and Jess. All right, dude.
They brought treats.
Yeah,
Can't
they
smoke
did.
them in here.
We thought about moving it outside or just being like breaking our rule.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry guys.
Okay.
Well, why don't you tell us about yourself, man?
What's up? I'm Joe. I'm with ONELOCOMULTIMEDIA, Inc. We're an ad agency which are in the cannabis industry, and it's our first event we're having this weekend on 420. So it's the 420 Friendly Roll-Up 2019. It's in Fort Worth at 4848 White Settlement Road. Check it out. What we're doing is showing awareness for CBD and spreading the news about the benefits of it and other cannabis products as well. That's it.
I like it, man. It's a sweet event. DJ Sober is gonna be there.
DJ Sober, man.
He's sober, so he's at an event where this thing is at. I think that's a good.
Plays well.
It's
Yeah.
great
He's balancing
Yeah.
out.
because
the
we're
other.
still spreading CBD awareness, so it's
CBD's still
event.
sober too.
Yeah, it's still be sober.
Sober's perfect.
And then how do you guys fit in? Sorry.
One of the vendors that's going to be at the event is in Alchemy Labs. We just recently got established back in December last year, but yeah, we're just really looking forward to getting to spread the word and educating people on the benefits of it. Honestly,
Yeah, this dude is like the scientist of brains on the CBD, man. He knows
Yeah,
all
he had a whole
He
pamphlet
breaks
and
it
stuff
down to
earlier.
you
I
like,
don't know,
I did not know you could do all this
still
stuff with this product.
You're gonna have to post these things below. Anton.
Yeah, like
This
little
right here,
fact
man.
sheets after or whatever.
Yeah.
'Cause even we
Once
were
you
talking
science
about
it up.
before, and even the breakdown of
If y'all can see like
well, this component is better for
Yeah.
joint type of things. I think there's a lot of people who don't necessarily know even what
Yeah.
CBD has, like that. Maybe it's close to weed, so people don't know, or is it
there's
gonna
a lot
get
of
you?
taboo to
Yeah,
it.
because I saw this, I was like, and I told him I was like, vegan food. It's like everything I want, but I don't get what I want. Like, but why would they do it like that?
What do you mean?
I mean, why would they make it into a joint if it's not gonna,
just CBD.
I guess I'm asking,
Why
asking,
CBD? Is
Yeah,
that your
why
broad
does it?
question?
What are the backgrounds of it that I get confused? Why I'm like, why wouldn't I just go straight CBD or a mix or whatever?
So from the start, if you think about like the actual hemp plant or the cannabis plant in general, the way it's based is its classification. It's all the same plant with various strains, and each strain has different amounts of THC and CBD in it. So if it's below 3% THC, then, and that's Delta 9 THC too, by the way. There's different versions of THC as well.
Mark that.
That's
Delta
the one, that's the
9.
one
Yeah.
you want when
That's
you
the
want it.
illegal stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah,
you know, that's
Yeah,
all
we'll
that
probably
other stuff.
tangent you a lot here. So Delta 9, you got where you're at, right? Because you're straight CBD. We're a little bit on the other side, right?
Right.
So
And
Is
we're
there
gonna,
a tiny little bit of that?
There
still in
is.
the
There's
front?
at least, and most of it, like our distillates at right at 0.3. A lot of them are, like 0.1. So we make sure to stay within that legal boundary because that is the active, psychoactive component that you find in marijuana.
Yeah.
But that's where that fine line is drawn by the law is that, this strain's going to be classified as cannabis, this one's going to be, or as marijuana, this one's going to be classified as industrial hemp. So, we kind of base it off of that, and the strains that we pick are the ones that are exceptionally high in CBD content, but, they still have all the other cannabinoids
Yeah.
in it.
now, sorry to cut you off. There's a
you're
lot
not.
of like, misconceptions about CBD. Like I've heard a bunch of people because we were even joking about making a beer with it, and they were like, "Oh, I don't know about that because the high, how high it is or how low it is, like the percentages of." So can everyone sell
Everybody's
CBD?
walking around here.
Can I buy it or how?
Yeah.
What's the?
So that's kind of the big
parameters.
big legal question in Texas right now is like, is it legal? What can you have? Like, can we sell it? And honestly, from the actual law itself doesn't state either way for CBD. It does very clearly for THC.
Yeah.
And that is very finely written. But since there's not a law stating that there isn't, and there one that is, and the Farm Bill states that it's legal at a federal level, it basically really comes down to the individual counties and what they want to do. And nobody has officially said any word yet because they're basically waiting on Austin to
Yeah,
come
it's
up
like
with a
everybody's
decision.
kind of. I remember I was born in Louisville. It's a city halfway between Denton, up around here. And it was completely dry my whole life, so it didn't have wine, liquor, or anything. And then right as I graduated in 2000 and like went to move out, a couple smoke shops opened. I think one of them was owned by Tony Chong. Didn't he like open a bunch of smoke shops early on or something? Genius. But they like raided them. Because it's same sort of gray area where they were like, it's illegal to be selling these water pipes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not bombs,
Hey,
you know, all this loopholes.
Come on, man. Let it go,
Yeah,
man.
for instance only.
Yeah. Was that your Tommy Chong
Yeah.
impression? That was pretty good.
Really
Yeah, I mean,
good.
I live in Plano now, and there's shops popping up like in every.
Dude, I'm
corner
in
thing,
Fort
you know?
Worth by 7th Street, which is pretty nice area where everybody likes to go out and stuff. And
Yeah, that's close to
dude,
here, right, Fort Worth?
Yeah.
You need a passport to get over there.
Yeah, you know, but anyhow, dude, it's kind of. I'm just saying because seeing one pop up right there and how they make it look, see, like most people are seeing like a little smoke shop in
Yeah.
the hood. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
see this thing pop up, looking all super fancy, and I'm like, whoa, this thing is like right here, like just, hey, come get some CBD when you got that gray area.
Yeah.
And they can literally just come in and raid this place if they wanted to, you know what I mean? But it
Yeah.
just comes down to the county, which was cool. And then I come to find out that owner is actually an ex-SWAT guy. So,
Oh, whoa.
oh yeah, you're not going to have to worry about
Everything's
shit.
fine, yeah.
Oh, God, like that. You ain't going to worry about nothing. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're good. But just seeing that though, like away from all that, but just seeing stores coming up like that, that's a big, that's a big change because it's like you went from not having it at all, or it's just taboo because we're first thinking it's just weed, like
Yeah.
we think, and then you go to this side of it, and it's like all the benefits of it, like dude, especially versus prescription drugs, like that right there, dude. Like for me, like for an example, what got me into all this was because I had like PTSD and stuff, and
Yeah.
I was diagnosed with that, and I couldn't actually smoke weed at the time because I was on paper or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, damn, what else can I do? Because the prescription drugs they were giving me, them
Yeah.
side effects were just nuts.
But you can drink all you want.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
and that don't help,
Drink it away.
with the pills either. You know what I mean? So I
a handle
was
a day.
like, so what's the real answer here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know, you can come out of this, but while you're going through it, you got to stay away from certain things.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
And so I turned to this. My daughter put me on. She's like, well, they got this over here. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, check this out. And I go, but what if I go piss test? They're like, nah, you'll be all right because it's underneath
This is
the
still
thing.
with your daughter?
Well, so that was
she's
another
like,
question.
"This is my
What about
daughter."
piss test?
Yeah.
She's like, nah, Dad, don't worry.
Nah, don't worry. Because I was like, I got you. I was like, man.
Do those trace amounts even, it doesn't, if you were to take a test
No.
or whatever?
I mean,
Because they're not even looking for CBD.
So they're not looking for CBD at all. So if you're getting it in an isolated form where it's just pure CBD, there's zero THC in that. The broad spectrum and the full spectrums is where that starts to come into play, and a lot of that comes into physical activity. 0.3% THC is such a nominal level, you're not going to feel any psychoactive effect.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
even
I
below
used,
microdosing.
I used to smoke a blunt before I had to go piss test before it still passes. So I knew this stuff was going to be good. You know what I
fine
mean?
here,
I'm
right?
fine. But the benefits is what I'm trying to show is like, dude, I got off the prescription. I didn't have to worry about that anymore. And I was like, dude, this is really a good answer. I still got violated in the end because I smoked so much weed at the time
Yeah.
before I knew the answer. So like
Yeah.
a month later,
Well,
I was
you were
still
going, you were weaning,
30
right?
days later. 30 days later, I was still dirty, but I was already off of that, and I was doing this, and then did a little 5 months, was actually a benefit because it killed a year off my paper. Came out, started my company, One Local Multimedia. Went S-Core with this. My first event right here is 420. I started preaching about this even more. So I was like, dude, it's on. Let's just
So you
do
guys
this.
teamed up like almost like exclusively, or is there?
Through the event, what's it called,
Yeah.
I literally just reached out, what's it called, because this is what it's all about, was the CBD benefits and awareness. So I seen these guys on Instagram. I was like, man, they're local, let me hit them up, let
Yeah.
me see what they're about. And I explained what I was trying to do, and they're like, dude, we're in. And now they're here, and I'm glad we met, man, because they're really putting me on some, like, I thought I knew, I didn't know nothing. I'm like,
Yeah.
facts
I knew
right
you
here,
last
bro.
time,
We
at
got
least
facts
you know.
right here, man. So that's what matters. You know?
So I didn't even, like, this is the first joint of CBD I've ever seen.
A lot of people don't realize you can still get it in the flower form,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I've seen I think just about every other product you could name, like we're talking about bath bombs or
Yes, yeah, exactly.
lotions. I'm sure there's bubble gum now
Yeah,
or something
dude.
like.
So we do a
you
bath
just
bomb powder too.
Do you just extract the THC specifically, or
No, so the way that's
put it
grown,
back onto it?
the way that's grown is, I mean, it is a hemp plant. So
Yeah.
it grows just like any other, marijuana or cannabis plant. It's just the concentration of THC in it is naturally lower.
Yeah.
So it falls within the legal boundaries, and I mean, it still smells pretty dank too.
Dude,
But-
it is
Yeah.
fire, man. I'm telling you, man. I smoked one in the morning. I was like,
Well,
no
it's gonna be right above
cobwebs,
one
and I was like,
instead of,
I can
yeah.
focus. Let's get
Instead
to
of my
work.
normal routine.
Yeah.
Dude, it was on. I was like, let me get 2 more. You know what I mean?
You
Come
can
on.
personally attest to it too. You can smoke that first thing in the morning, do a wake and bake, and you're not going to be high. You're going to go about your day. It's more of a tool. Like it just kind of turns
Dude,
down
that's
the volume.
exactly what it is. It's the tool that we thought THC is for us, but this is actually a real tool
Yeah,
for
maybe
you
you-
Yeah.
for if we're trying to be productive in the
I was
business.
gonna say if the other
You know
one,
what I
you
mean?
smoke the
Have it-
THC joint, you find yourself like
you're done
halfway
for the
through
day.
work.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
shit,
mean, I
watched
can work.
Avengers.
Don't
yeah.
get me wrong, I'll still work. I'll be like, yeah, but this right here, like, it keeps you away from just staying in the clouds, you know, as far, you know, because I'll be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, let me work, and then what is that? And then I'll be gone for a little while, and I come
Yeah.
back, and then this right here, I'm just like nonstop.
I claim I'm ADHD or whatever.
ADHD.
So that's what my
They
wife
said I was
says,
that
right?
too.
And
We're all from the same, like
Yeah.
going around at the same time.
Yeah.
ADHD. everybody
Bipolar.
has
Yeah.
ADHD.
so when I
Doesn't
take
stop
like
at that.
Vyvanse or something, it's very like that. But then if I like don't have any and I have a little weed over here, then it typically like helps me go. Even I got to get past that 20-30 minutes first where I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what's happening, bro?"
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm like, focus on this thing,
Yes.
like that. So are you saying that it is more?
It
is that
eliminates the first
scientific
part.
too?
So
Yeah, I see what you're
Yes.
saying. You're just straight into it.
Putting it in like layman's terms, you'll smoke that and you will feel all the effects of being high without being high.
Yeah.
Like, anybody that's ever smoked before is gonna be like,
I don't even know what that
Dude,
means.
when he first told me that, look, when he first told me that, he gave
I'm
me
high, but
one.
I'm not high.
He goes, you're
Like,
gonna feel all the
I'm high,
effects,
but
but you're
not.
not high. I'm
What's
like,
happening here?
what?
Yeah.
No way.
It's
And then
surreal.
when I smoked it, I was like, how did I feel high without being high?
So you feel like chill without seeing it, man? I guess I just have to smoke it and stop asking questions. But so
it's cool,
I got
man.
a weird segue then to. You have all this information. Is there actual weed that has like a higher percentage of because different hops have different
Lupulin.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So these are
Percentages?
actually two different strains. Like that one's Electric
Okay.
Kush and the other one's Sour Space Candy, and you'll notice that one of them has more CBD in it than the other.
This one's a little higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I mean they'll have different levels for each one, and that's why regardless where you're getting your CBD from, like make sure the company that you're getting it from is doing lab testing. Because if they're not testing their stuff, say you're in the military and you're wanting to, try CBD as a, something to help with your PTSD or anxiety or pain or something like that, but you're regularly having to take piss tests. Well, if you get something that's claimed to be an isolate, but it's got THC in it,
Yeah, you
you're gonna
might
bomb your
Get
test.
yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
Like I was just smoking CBD the whole
Like,
time.
Yeah.
It's like no, it's like that stuff. We have a vape that we sell actually, but it's the same thing. It's an isolate, so there's no THC. A lot of our athletes, that we sponsor,
Yeah.
and athletes that just are regular customers of us, they make sure that they get one with no THC, so they can pass all their drug tests, but still get the benefits and the healing
Yeah,
benefits.
and be able to
And
have
that's
some-
why they got this paper right here. This shows
is
the
documented,
official that.
Oh, and Oregon's
the
like the
Department
most
of Agriculture of
hardcore
Oregon,
state,
man.
We went to
These
Portland last
guys,
year.
if they're saying these guys are official,
Yeah, no,
it's
the
official.
state of Oregon's like hardcore. We went up there.
Yes.
It wasn't legalized years ago, and then I went last
So
year.
like, what do you got about? All right, cool.
They're from because Colorado's pretty wide open with what they'll do.
Yeah.
Portland had far less like of the crazy tincture and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty straightforward.
Oh yeah.
Joints, this sort of deal.
Yeah.
It's because it's super
Oh, they didn't have like
regulated.
the
in Oregon.
oils and shit, like dabs.
Yeah, I don't even think they had that.
It was just like straight
all pretty
stuff that we
straightforward.
grow right around the corner.
And see, and that's the thing, because even if you know about THC, like just for the bud and stuff, like they have strains where CBD is higher. in
That's
the
what I was
strain.
actually asking. Is
Yeah.
there? So there's high THC, like the one that you were talking about, Delta what?
The Delta
The
9
nine.
THC.
Yeah, Delta 9.
That sounds
It
cool.
sounds
right?
pretty
Delta
good.
9. I'm gonna
Should
get
make
a
a
hat.
beer called
I'm gonna get a shirt that is Delta 9.
That's the collab where we make CBD in it, but
It's next year's
no
anniversary
THC.
quadruple dry
Yeah.
hop haze boy.
But so different ones have different, high, like if I want to be, I guess that's why they also have like sativa. Sativa probably has a higher CBD.
So that's actually a really interesting thing. So a lot of things that like determines like sativa versus indica is going to be the different cannabinoids in total that are in it and the terpene profiles. And
Dude,
so
this is great.
one of the things that will make it one versus the other is like the reason why one makes you feel a little bit more uppity versus the other is one might be a little bit higher in THC content, but the other one's going to have a little bit more like CBN or CBD in it, or even CBG.
See, maybe
That's what all
CBG.
this is.
But see, that's the
Maybe.
problem with having to buy it because it's not legal here, and it's medicinally legal in Oklahoma and freaking Arkansas. Which
makes
is
no
nuts.
sense.
Arkansas, all places, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Texas
it's
just
I
waiting
know, right?
we're just
to
far
get the
back.
most money.
But I mean, I would be
Yeah.
happy with even
They're just trying to figure out how to tax it. Dude.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
medicinal.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that'd be okay.
Yeah, why hasn't it happened already?
Laws and stuff. Right?
I'm going to go with lobbying.
Oh,
and
wait,
where's the
why
follow
hasn't it
the
happened
money.
already?
I'm going with what he's saying.
Follow the money.
From you guys' business,
I know,
is that
right? It's like
something
Jesus is no longer a factor. It's more just,
money related.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same.
They got to
Right.
figure out how
You
to
ever seen a
tax it.
church?
Say that
Yeah.
It's kind of all the same.
But this is really profitable industry.
Is that
man.
something from you guys' business? Like, oh, if it was medicinal here, would it be like, oh shit, or would there be like a? Would
No,
you
you
think
can
would it be affected at all? Is that
Would it be a competition?
I mean, from our perspective, if it becomes medicinal, like it kind of is bad because it takes it out of a lot of people's hands. If it's one of those that it stays as it is like a supplement, anybody can get their hands on it and get the healing effects of it. So it's like it's kind of a loaded question. Like, yes, we want to see it be completely like legalized and cleared, but we want to see it heavily regulated.
But
it's
that
also
must
two
be-
different
yeah.
things, right? Like
Yeah.
the people, I feel like people that would be looking for what this provides. For example, my mom has a neighbor who has a kid that's got some sort of that sort of
Yeah.
and used to take a bunch of medicine, now CBD stuff. She's the one that was like, oh yeah, don't buy that Groupon shit or any of that. Like, if you put
Get
it
the
in
real
water
deal.
and it doesn't
Yeah.
whatever out, it's not gonna do the same thing in your body. So she was like highly educated on it and has been,
Bioavailability is huge.
yeah, like using it as medicine for a child. So that was another kind of turning point to me. It was like, oh man, it's really becoming more of like an accepted medicine
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
that people are
really,
like, yeah, this does.
This is
It's not
real
to get high, it's
medicine
not
right
to
here.
get
But
your
at some
jollies
point,
off. You know?
I don't know how the laws work, but at some point, it'll have to go the same way that the other states have gone, right? It'll have to go medicinal and then go that, or can they just go recreational straight?
They can do both.
And then
They
and then
can do
your
both at the
then
same
your game isn't stopped, or like I'm saying, like
I
how
don't know. Honestly, as long as it's able to get provided to the people, we're going to be happy. But I mean, obviously, we don't want to get shut down as a result either, because it's going to be only like dispensaries and stuff are going to be able to have it. I guess from my end, it's more. I don't know how to phrase it. I guess as long, as long as it's able to still get to the people and it's legitimate stuff, then I'm good.
Yeah, and that's one thing about him since I first met these guys is like he's all about making sure that it's legit.
We don't want
Like
people
there's
to
no
snake
cut in
oil.
it, man.
Yeah.
Like I did not know that like until later like damn shit. I didn't know until later like that where like those vapes that we take
Yeah.
that solvent. Like, dude, that's like cut in it, and that right
It's
there
like-
is just chemicals alone. And like people are like, even if it's THC,
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter whether it's CB or THC. That solvent is what makes that liquidy.
That's
Yeah.
what I
When
was
you're
wondering when
hitting it,
everybody's
and if
vaping
it's
instead of smoking.
dude, if it's not
like,
official,
no.
dude, you might be you're thinking you're getting high off the THC, whatever, and you're like, no, that's the chemicals you're getting high
Formaldehyde or
off.
some shit. in
Yeah.
there.
And what I liked about these guys, just on the CBD side with it, they're making sure that their shit is like straight official. You know what I mean?
But there's
Like,
got to be, and this is me just arguing as like a weed smoker. There's got to be like the same distillate, companies that are just out there to do the same thing as you guys, not stepping on it, put other things in it, right? I mean, it has to be true. Because you guys said you have a vapor one too, right?
Yeah, so we do a vape, the smoke.
Because it's in like water and like all these bits now, these gimmicks,
We started off doing the vape because mostly the bioavailability you talked about, it skips the liver, it goes straight into your bloodstream. You feel it in seconds when you smoke or vape it, as opposed to if you ingest it, it's going to take upwards of 30 minutes to feel the effects, and you're only going to get like maybe 15% of it. You get 80% of what you smoke. So it's, that's why we
I've never
started
been a
off.
big edible fan when it comes to
Yeah.
Right.
right?
That's why you gotta take so many.
It's like, remember, like Corey, that was his gateway, right? GABF years ago. We have this friend who now he's
Oh,
just
yeah, you have
full
no
blown, you know?
This is good. Like, oh, why don't you give me a cookie?
So then he's like, oh, here, hold on to my rings, and he would come like get at the beer liner and get like a bite of it. It's like nibbling off a 10 milligram ring.
Yeah.
I'm like, just eat the fucking ring, dude. Just eat it. It's gonna be okay.
Says this guy who's like a fucking like, you're like a lion, dude. I see this guy, he walks out of 7-Eleven, he goes, where am I?
Oh, you saw me when I caught my dragon.
Yeah.
That was the trip that I was in.
He's like, I'm glad
As
to
I've
see
ever
you.
been. Yeah, I was like in Waking Life, that movie or
Yeah.
something. Man.
Yeah.
When me and Brian Brown went and looked at a bunch of breweries, and I came out of it at some point, but man, that was,
You always do, man.
I
but-
forget that you saw me at the beginning of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was in 7-Eleven and I'm looking around. I'm like, and I mean, I've partaken
sorry,
in
That's why I guess I'm
THC
supposed to be the host.
pretty much my whole life. I mean, my whole like from 13 or 14 on or something. You know, that was the first time I'd ever been like the thing that people say. I think I'm too high.
Yeah, yeah.
Like shit, I am. I think this.
I always go like, sorry, we've gone to this point.
No, it's good.
I always go like, dude, this is really good weed, bro. I'm like that guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some weed where it's like, and they're like, okay, bro, I'm trying to feel it too, man.
Hey, well,
Trying to eat
me,
this
I'm to
corn
the
dog,
point.
bro.
I'm to the point
Trying
now.
to get there with you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much to the point to where it's pretty much all the same now, and now it's literally come down to this, like even THC, because I've been going to Cali, working with some people over there and stuff.
What?
Right?
You're
Yeah.
just trying to push them. I see
No,
what you're doing.
nah,
That's
no,
nice.
let me break it down to you.
Right.
Let me break it down to you
Yes.
though. If you're really a connoisseur of what
Yeah.
you're saying you are, this is what I'm saying is this. Even with the
This
THC.
is a connoisseur. I just do it, you know.
This is
I've
the-
got kids, bro. All right. I'm
Yeah,
not-
I
kid
got
too, what are you trying to
grandkids. What are you talking about? I have a grandpa, bro. Right? So anyhow, man. Sorry about that. But anyway, what it is this, man. Like, it comes to the point, like, when you get to, like, just going to California for me as an experience,
Yeah.
compared with this, I go over there, I go, this is what I have. I got this, I need to be functioning during the day.
Yeah.
I need to be, this at night so I can get some sleep, blah, blah, blah. I have
It's
anxiety.
like a
or
coffee
blah, blah.
shop and a bookstore.
Yeah, dude.
What do
We'll
you-
try
yeah.
some of this, and then
Yeah.
try
And they're
a
gonna
little
literally do the same what these guys are doing,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be like, well, here's this strain. But what you notice though is this: if you're really paying attention, it's the CBD that's in it, and the CBD is what makes the difference. And it's like, well, dude, these guys breaking it all down for you and giving you no cut. Yeah, we like the THC part because, dude, who doesn't like to get high that smokes?
supports
You
it.
know what I mean?
Everybody loves pie
But if
charts,
you're
would
if
love
you're
this
trying
stuff.
to
All this stuff is
like,
great.
but if you're trying to really
Can we
be-
get this PDF?
It's all available on our site.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, we should. Do y'all put that at the bottom somewhere or something, like a post or something? What are some of the benefits? Just because I think there are. I mean, I think you and I don't even necessarily know what people could use your product.
Yeah.
Like, what are some of the list of things? I'm sure it's pretty long.
Well, we've heard enough from him.
It's just-
I like to
guys
talk.
talk.
Let me say, I don't like talking that much. That's why I'm usually like the Ed McMahon. I sit back and let the other guy.
Yes.
So like, well, I was hoping it would happen this time. He'd be like, "Hey guys, what do you want to talk about?" And weed. He's like, look at this guy. You think he doesn't smoke weed?
You know how weird looks. at my
Anyway,
kids
so I'm
stuff.
saying, let's do it. Let's do it
Yeah.
together.
All
We
right,
can talk.
we're in this.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Alright, there you go.
Honestly, it's a pretty big laundry list of health benefits, whether it's inflammation, pain, anxiety relief, stress relief.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
so
mean, it's
No, you're good. My mom, I was telling, I think your other lady over there, I forgot her name as well. I apologize.
What's up,
killing
County?
it, bro.
People's
Bad.
Revolt.
Yo.
People's
But
Revolt
she
over
was
there.
on like 18 different, pills a day, right? And I was like, I was like 17, 18. I was like, yo, mom, you should try this thing. And I was like acting like I didn't smoke, but I was like, I really feel like it's good for you. I don't know why, but it just makes me feel good. I can eat, it's like, not not like that. What you're saying, I'm like,
No, I get what you're saying.
she had
dude.
times where it's just like she had so much trouble going through these things, and like there wasn't the internet that gave us a any
The
kind
things
of
that she
any
needed,
of this.
showed her
Where I'm like,
benefits.
if
Wasn't
she had
even
this,
AOL
it was
back then.
Jesus mainly, and it was like,
Yeah.
dude, just get past this and just do a little bit, we'll be
Yeah.
good. And I swear to God, it'll take away some of those drugs that you have to do. And so I hear all these things coming up, and now it's like legal here, legal there. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, if she, like, I wish she would have tried it,
Yeah.
At some point, there's too much data, right? I mean, hey,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got it right there, but even like, there's enough people that have done it. I mean, you see
Yeah.
right here, there's several
Yeah.
stories we've just
Yeah,
heard, right?
exactly,
Of
man.
people that have had a benefit of all ages. Like I said,
Yeah.
I know children that have benefited from it. I was in Salt Lake City like years ago, and that's about as straightforward as a city gets, right? And they were trying to they didn't get it passed through, but in the Senate, and
Yeah.
it was all because one of the senators, his daughter or one of his kids had like epilepsy or something,
And the
weed was
CBD?
the only. It was before CBD kind
Oh,
of
just
really
weed.
started to take
Yeah.
off, and so he was pushing for it because he's like, "Look, I'm with you guys. I was the one of you going,
Yeah.
no, it's a gateway drug and it's terrible.
Yeah,
and it's gonna
yeah.
have all these people high." But then he's like, "I've literally watched my daughter." Like not writhe in pain
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of this thing.
Yeah,
We've got to
man.
change our minds on this.
Yes,
thing.
Yeah.
dude.
So it's cool to watch that continue, and I think CBD. Man, there's plenty of people. That
But even this,
I don't
I mean,
want to
you
be
must be-
high, but I want to feel high, like you're
Yeah.
saying. Right?
You must be doing research in other things if you're able to do that. I mean, legally, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
you're able to do it, but
Also, as far as like the medical benefits too, like we're not medical experts. We're basing all of our information off of like personal testimonies that we've heard from people and studies that have been done, by professional universities and things of that nature. As far as,
where's this stuff?
what do you mean?
What's this stuff?
These
based
are just
on?
the actual
Just
lab
the
tests.
lab tests.
This
Oh
is just-
man, I see you guys are scientists over here.
Well,
Just
these,
like- no, I'm just
no,
playing.
so
Go ahead, dude.
the big benefit is like these are done by
Right
third
code.
parties.
Yeah.
They're not done by us because Photoshop's real. Like anybody can sit there and edit the files. And
Yeah,
stuff.
that's a good point.
So
I mean, they had signatures like those are
Yeah.
somebody in the lab.
But
was
if
like,
you-
if
yeah,
you check the
Bill
QR
Thompson
code, it
signed off
directs
on
to
it.
their site, and it only directs to their
I
site,
don't
so
know what
that
a
way you
QR
know it's
code
secure.
is.
You know?
It's official. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's,
That's what I
the
know.
point.
Yeah.
We could skew whatever results we wanted to if we wanted to be crooked and illegitimate, but with the third party, you add that other variable of an unbiased person
Yeah.
or company saying, yeah, no, this is what we found in the results.
my guess is a lot of those Groupon ones are not so legit.
If they don't,
maybe.
if they can't and won't provide lab tests, there's zero FDA regulation or anything on CBD right now. People could literally put whatever they want on
It
the
could be
labels.
anything, right? Yeah.
Could be
And,
anything, dude.
and it's like, that's why we do this. It's not because we have to or because, someone's
That's a good
telling us
point,
to.
though.
Dude, there's
It's-
a black
yeah.
market out there like no other, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's growing like
We just
crazy
want
because
people,
it's more
we don't want to be
acceptable.
selling snake oil, and that's really where we come from with it is, it's not about the money, it's not about any of the other stuff, it's about legitimately healing people and like showing that this isn't some bullshit. Like, this
You
is-
think the
this is a
snake oil
deal.
would be bad for the industry as a whole, right? Because if
Right.
there's somebody who's like been hesitant towards it, and finally is like, okay, yeah, I'll try this for whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know how people work. Like if they have to know somebody.
The legal
Yeah,
industry.
Phyllis in HR told her about it. Whatever
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
Now I'm
exactly.
finally going to try it.
Exactly.
But yeah, if they bought on Groupon, they bought some shit that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, let's say placebo only
Does
does
it really have
right?
Groupon?
Phyllis has the yeah. There's Groupons of them.
You
Left.
know
No
best
offense
CBD
from HR, though.
Yeah.
Phyllis always
She
does.
gets her shit done.
This works, man. She gets her shit done, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the thing with that is like placebo can only take you so far. Like if an anxious person tries that, they're gonna think like, oh man, I feel better, and it's like, well, but if you're in pain, I mean, there's no placebo for that. So I mean, like,
Right,
somebody
like the
figure that
joint
out.
stuff. You're not going to be like.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't feel
I
nothing.
guess unless you went to one of those healer churches where they're like, oh my God, and you stand up.
You get past like an hour of that placebo,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't think it's really.
Yeah.
Smoke more.
Maybe I should do more of these gumdrops.
Oh, you didn't smoke
awesome,
it hanging
man.
upside down. That's why.
So you probably said this before, but where are you guys based?
We're based in Fort Worth. We're actually right.
Oh, that's why you saw them on the thing, or?
So yeah,
I
we're,
thought-
we're based out of
yeah.
Fort Worth too.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You're allowed to say that.
All right. Exactly. We
Where-
love that.
How do you, man? That's so many questions. Do you bring in the stuff? And okay, how do you distill the stuff? Do you have to have the whole plant or only, you're saying it's grown like this. I should listen to what you said in the beginning. It's grown like this to begin with, very little THC.
He got his way back there.
So
Yeah, I did. I found it.
you have different levels of it. You have the full flower, which is what you consider like a full spectrum. Then you have like a full spectrum oil, which is where they've just extracted all the plant components out, the enzymes,
Yeah.
and left it with just the THC, the CBD, and all the other things that came with it. Then you can take that through a further refinement process and just completely cut the THC out of it and leave just, a straight, what's now broad spectrum distillate. Then you can do like an actual oxidation process of that, and you can remove all the other components and make it just a CBD ice at that point. And so
It's like when I heard about live resin.
Yeah,
I was
right?
like, what the fuck is
What
this?
is that?
Live resin?
Live resin.
So I love that science
Lord.
and weed have started to, and now CBD have
that's
started.
where our
Yeah,
name came
really,
from.
Right?
Zen Alchemy. It's like, you got the holistic Zen side, and then you got the alchemy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Because
man.
it's that's awesome.
What'd you guys do before this?
I worked IT.
Nice.
Dude, service industry,
Did
bro.
you make
I
those
work in
things?
service
or-
industry.
They were
I
just,
was a corporate
I just put them
trainer.
together.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Prison, though.
Personal trainer.
Nice.
Health coach.
Hey, that makes
I'm
sense,
kind of the
right?
Zen
Tongue.
part of it, and then
See
he's
the
the
tongue.
alchemy.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
nice. Already.
It's been an interesting adventure with it, but one of the things too is that like CBD is great and it's the most abundant of the healing, but a lot of things that a lot of people don't know is that the plants actually originate forming CBGA.
Yeah.
And then so you'll have CBGA, which through like the process of like heat, sun, oxygen exposure, that the enzymes will actually break it down to THCA and CBDA. The A stands for acid. It's still in an acidic form. So
Yeah.
if you take THCA and you bake that, that's how you're going to end up making magic brownies because it converts, drops the A, it becomes just THC.
Notes.
But CBDA, also, but that's where you get all the other cannabinoids. Is it all is a tree that parents off of that one, and then it breaks down into all the others off of those two. And they really become like a yin and a yang. Like, CBD
Yeah.
is more like non-psychoactive. If you were to kind of explain the way it feels, is it's a mild change in headspace, like a strong chamomile buzz, and it removes anxiety or pain and things like that. It's more of just the absence of stuff.
For real, the
as opposed to,
anxiety
like feeling the
disappears.
elevation.
Or like a focus.
It literally
Disappears.
washes away. Like you
So
feel
then
like
THC is what adds when people are like, bro, I can't smoke anymore. I just get all anxious.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not smoking the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the
I'm
paranoid thing. I've always heard that too, and I'm like, and I've never gotten
Me
paranoid.
neither.
I
Yeah.
get
Me
paranoid almost
neither.
every single time.
Yeah,
Me
see,
neither,
it's just-
dude. I never
But
get paranoid.
that's like, I know people that are like, oh, I don't like smoking weed. I'm a huge proponent for it and have been my whole life. But it's like, hey, that's not for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Man, I
much
don't
you
push
Made
it.
different, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know
But is
what I mean?
anyone sick in your family or needs to be more healthy? CBD.
Get
Well, I
this
think
stuff.
that's why I think CBD is so
It is
cool,
really
honestly,
awesome. Yeah.
because there are benefits of THC. I mean, I think it's been known for a long time, right? Like, even the getting high part, great, but there
Yeah.
are benefits to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
again, my whole life I felt like it's helped me with my depression, it's helped me with my anxiety, it's helped me with people. I mean, I used to, when I was a trainer, smoke and then go train a class all day. My wife and I were talking about it today. I'm like, I don't know, I'm just the type of person that it doesn't do that to me. It doesn't.
Yeah, same.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
up?
also, like,
Which is
you're
totally
just-
the
Yeah.
connotation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too. But I mean, even I don't even remember any part of my life being like we would go to lunch, and smoke at lunch, and all my friends would come back and be like, "Oh man, everybody knows where I'm." Like, nobody knows anything. Just walk to your class and do your work, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
all gonna be okay.
Dude.
And they're like, "They know, man.
Yeah.
Everybody knows."
There's such a stigma to like the American culture. A buddy of mine were in Amsterdam back in November, or actually I said November, August of last year, and we went into one of the coffee shops, right? You just buy joints right there
Yeah,
off the shelf. We bought a couple of them and smoked about half of it. And was like, well, they got some good shit here. And you're walking down a completely public street, and the entire time you're like, everybody knows.
Dude, I
They're all
got a
looking
story. I got a
at
story.
It's
then
the
for you.
Truman Show. All of a sudden.
So here, so
The whole point of that though is everyone's sitting there standing around smoking joints the entire time.
They're all high too, right?
nobody even
listening.
cares.
It's that Jurassic Park
Nobody
scene
cares,
where he's like,
dude.
keep your voice down to Newman.
Yeah,
And he's
it's
like,
all in your
"I'm
head,
so- we're
bro.
selling this
It's all in
illegal
your
stuff.
head.
He's like, see, nobody cares.
Dude, it's all in your head, man. Like, I remember one time, like, okay, this is my old life. I was at a federal penitentiary, right, and I did culinary arts. I'm trying to change my life and shit, right?
Yeah.
I still smoke weed because you can still get it in there.
How'd you cut vegetables without knives?
They had this this weak old little, I don't know what
That's
it was.
the
It had
question
plastic.
you asked, not how they get weed in there.
I know how that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it like in
We
TV shows?
literally had to be on the concrete to sharpen this little flat thing to cut the vegetables and the meat and stuff, right? But it was provided by the class, whatever. It just wasn't a knife. We couldn't not have a knife. So like here we are, right? It's our first. So what our thing was, when you're doing culinary arts in there, is you create a meal. We come up with the meal. What do we want to serve? So we write it down, the menu. We make the menu. Great program, dude. That's how I got into the service industry here.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna learn this. I'm done with that old way. I went to prison for drugs. That's why I love this. It's kind of ironic. That
Yeah, you're
now,
like kind of both
yeah,
in
I'm
both
still
worlds.
doing the same thing. You know what I mean? So that's cool. But anyways,
Well,
so,
and it's funny because you say they don't cut it. It's like no one knows what you're talking about other than people like that. You know what I mean? That have been in it, or they're
lemon
like,
head to
why
foot.
would
Yeah.
people be doing that to anything? It's just not right. It's
Yes,
like, yeah, but they
exactly.
make more money, you idiot.
yes, you can make
Twice
way
that
more
amount.
money.
Yeah.
You can have a little bit of this and a lot of that.
And then people keep coming back
And
to
they'll
like,
keep
this didn't
coming back.
do anything to my
Exactly,
headache. or
especially
my-
they don't know any
Which I never
difference.
thought of in weed, other than when people are like, I got sold a bag of shit. And it's like, oh, that's mixed with shit. Like,
One time.
mine's good.
got
Nah,
sold
I'm good. I never
out of
got
high
that.
lace.
Hell yeah, dude. How was it?
Not fun when you don't know that's what you're getting in for. Right? It'd be
Yeah.
like if
I didn't know
somebody
you'd like to
switched
get
this
wet.
joint out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slow mo.
Yeah.
Okay.
This what's supposed to happen.
That was me.
Yeah.
That was what happened.
What's going on here, guys? Everything's all
Don't do
right.
that.
It's good.
It's bad.
Yeah,
Sherman
don't do
Hemsley.
that. Roll.
Yeah.
Make sure you're rolling it, or you're seeing it being rolled
But it'd
before
be
you
like
smoke
if you
it.
switch this, right? And somebody was like, I'm going to have my CBD joint in the
Yeah,
morning. And I'm
dude.
like, oh, fuck.
Well, there goes today.
Yeah, next thing you know, they're watching Rick and Morty all 3 seasons.
It is.
That's my favorite argument, too, about weed is like, somebody's going to get drunk and do a bunch of heinous shit, right? Like, you're in Deep Ellum. How much
Yeah.
crap have you seen in these streets?
But see, that right there, dude, I think that's all what the propaganda that people see. Like, you know how, like, the first propaganda when they started doing reefer madness.
Sure, yeah,
they were
yeah.
Oh, yeah, like in a
But you're talking about alcohol, though, right?
well, no, but I'm just saying the worst thing anybody's ever done when they get high is play a bunch of video games.
Yeah.
Or talk for an
Right.
hour and a half about the intricacies of the electronic music
Yeah.
scene.
Tell
or
them
some
it might
shit.
be there.
No, this is the difference
Yeah.
between trap
Yeah.
and dubstep, bro. Like, you don't know. Like, no, that's it. That's all that's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
You wake up, everybody's friends.
And that's the
Yeah.
same thing. Okay, that
You
was the
found out
thing
some
about
new
it
shit
when
about the
they were
band you
at.
didn't
If it
know.
was flooded with weed, it was the most peaceful time ever.
Who ate this whole? Oh, I bet.
Yes.
Everyone
It was
was chill.
Who ordered all this chicken, man?
Yeah, who stole all
Yeah.
the chickens in the kitchen? Not who ordered it.
There's just pans laying around. Like.
It's Christmas. You're just like, hey, just pass this down, man.
Yeah, man, come
See, and
on.
to that end,
That's
so
pretty
if you're
cool, man.
listening, whoever
Well, hold on. You
controls.
still got like half a story.
Well,
bro.
but I want to reach out to whoever
Oh,
controls
good.
the federal prison. Just
You gotta
put
stop
weed
them up, or it'll
Yeah,
keep going.
dude. No, it's
weed and
good, dude.
CBD in there.
Yeah.
Dude,
He just,
yes,
he
yeah,
just said,
dude.
it'd be calm as shit. It'd be
Honestly,
the
man,
calmest. Then we haven't had a problem.
man.
in
They
months.
don't want that.
Yeah, nobody's.
But the whole
Soft Peter and CBD, and those are the two things. You need.
yes, exactly. That is so true. That's why they put that stuff in the Kool-Aid. They say.
Yeah.
That's the
I
conspiracy.
said that real loud on the table over there. It was like,
Yeah.
Go quiet.
They talk, oh my
I'm
God.
hitting yelling out inappropriate things loud. Soft
They talking about the Illuminati?
Okay, sorry, I won't interrupt.
That
That's
is
not
good,
what
dude. But that right there, what I was trying to explain was like when people like they get all like, oh, I'm high, and then they're all get like paranoid.
Yeah.
That's just them, dude. That's just showing who you are inside, and it just releases them finally out. And like,
Yeah.
what releases the demons,
Which
dude.
isn't a bad thing. So
Which
you're-
isn't a bad thing at all.
It's just
Good to
you.
face it.
Yeah, it's just you. That's who you are.
Yeah.
But like, what for me, like, I remember we went in there. It was a good friend of mine, dude. He's like, I got this weed. We're about to serve the warden and everything. I'm like, what? He's like, come on, man, we just smoke before we're about to serve this because you know we're gonna eat afterwards. I'm like, are you
Hell yeah,
serious?
dude.
So
Hey,
what?
what's the worst that can happen?
Dude,
man?
we're in the officer dining room. Like, we're already in prison, so what's the worst? Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, he like rolls it up. Like, we had to go unlock some doors. Like, had the security. Like, hey, you need to open the door. Like, yeah. Rolled the fake on fire. Rolled it up, smoked it. And here I am serving the warden. Yes, sir. What would you like to
yes,
eat?
sir.
I was
No
not there
paranoia,
again.
dude. I was
Holy
not
shit.
paranoid at all, man. That's what I'm trying to say.
Talking
like,
to
it's
him like
all
he's
in
your homie
head.
from back home. Like,
What's
what's
up,
up,
homie?
Warden?
I would not be
You
able to do
want
that.
mashed potatoes with that? You know what I mean? Like,
You caught up on Game of
dude,
Thrones?
it's just
Warden?
different people, different folks, different strokes kind of thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But this right here, though, that's what I'm trying
Got
to
your
tell you.
nose.
Yes.
Got your nose. He's like, and then he got my nose with the tongs. Those crazy inmates.
Inmate, give me back my nose.
No. Yes, exactly.
You get like a week and a hole for getting the warden's nose. Never get
What are
locked
you gonna do? Take me to jail?
What are you doing back here, bro?
Did you get my nose back? And then the warden
Yeah.
like believes it. He swallowed solitary.
Yes.
You know what he
It's
did?
what we've invented is we've invented toddler warden. All right, it's time for me to go play with my
Apologize,
ball.
Sorry, yeah, we got off the subject. on
That's entertaining.
CBD.
I felt
Is
like
that
we
anyone
said
watching?
that we were high, but if you didn't believe,
I meant it.
Now you know.
and
I had
now
a,
you
I
know.
smoked on the way up.
They,
I
however,
prepared.
have you just see what CBD does?
See the difference.
See, they're like, when are we gonna get down to
Yeah.
it?
Kidding.
We're gonna get
we
down
just
to.
Have we started recording yet? One question I had still. So clearly, joint is like you were saying. If you vape it, the liver bypass, it goes faster. Joint, similar. Things like topical. You mentioned like a bath bomb earlier. Is there like my guess would be if you're using it for joints, something like a bath bomb or a
Is this for
Lotion
Corey,
would be
this
the-
specific question?
for personal use and for the folks at home in internet world that might be interested. in-
Corey, here's
What's
about your
the
bath bomb.
difference?
Well, he'll just do it and he'll tell me
Yeah.
about the bath
Well,
bomb.
we'll put like a boop, Corey's bath bomb. You know, like on the.
Hopefully he doesn't record it. We can have,
Do they only have that in porn? You're like down below. Never mind. Anyway.
I know what you're doing now. You should stop. Don't do that. But no, I mean, is there like
So, yeah, the different cannabinoids have different topical benefits. Like they, you know, I believe it's CBG is good for psoriasis and things of that nature. And so, you know, we actually have a healing salve that we sell that we use. It's a Bubba Kush hemp is one of the breeds. It's actually in here too. But we put that in. It's got about 110 milligrams in the can for CBD, and you just rub it on wherever area is hurting. Like I've been using it for my shoulder, and it just the pain goes away after about 30 seconds. Like it just as soon as it soaks in.
You're fucking with me. Really?
No,
Dead
dude,
serious.
nah, man.
I'm telling you, and
dead
that's the reaction
serious.
from people that think it that correlated.
Yeah,
with
they're
belief, is
thinking
they're
like-
you're kidding me. You couldn't rub something on your arm or whatever.
Well,
It's
not
like,
because I believe it, because he's. I mean, I haven't heard him.
no, but
you know,
I'm just saying, like you think of Ben Gay, right?
But like
Somebody
icy
rubs
hot,
that on.
I'm rubbing on my leg.
Right, but it's chemicals, right? I bet you there's
Yeah.
fragrance
I
parfum
can
in
explain
that
how
shit.
it
bro.
works. I mean,
Yeah.
all science and stuff aside, like, you know, as soon as I hear topical for CBD, my first thought is like, no, it works on your endocannabinoid system. Like that, to me, it would make sense that it would, unless you're ingesting it or vaping it, you're not. But I'll be damned if it doesn't. Like,
What about a shower one? You know how when you're sick, you get those like Vicks vape shower things you throw in and they
it's not
go
a
up?
bad idea.
Yeah, dude.
Just saying, y'all can have that.
And then
one. I
you
just
gotta
would
remember
like
this,
it.
dude. Like, you gotta remember this. What people are forgetting is like, you know,
That's shower
canna-
CBD.
was it cannabinoids is actually in our system already.
We
dude.
have our own
Yeah.
Like
endocannabinoid
we
system.
already got it in our system. Like we don't got prescription pills in our system.
Well, because that's
Yeah.
another good
Like-
point. This is
like this
y'all
is
didn't
just we
create
might.
this in a lab. Yes, it's been tweaked over the like. Somebody, one of my uncles was like, "Man, y'all's weed nowadays." He was.
Yeah, it ain't like it used
He's
to.
like, it's way like the THC levels are through the roof, right? And then it used to be like 5% maybe back in the day or whatever.
So they said around like 15 to 25.
15 to
Right, which
25,
now it's like
yeah.
dialed in. So I mean, same thing here to where it's all still natural, but yes, it's been somebody way smarter.
You go buy
you know.
tomatoes. Tomatoes aren't the same as they were 100 years ago either.
Right,
So, it,
yeah.
you know, all natural is kind of relative to some perspective. So, but
Dude, I love this guy.
Yeah, I know. That's
I
what I'm
mean-
telling you. That's why I reached out to this guy. Like, dude, I need
It's the
y'all to be
perfect
a
product
vendor,
for
man.
the world we live in now today, where there's a lot. Like, you ever seen that Portlandia sketch where they're like, "Could we go to the farm that the chicken was raised at? And, like, it has
Yeah,
a name
what's the
and a
chicken's
card,
name?
and they go hang out with the chicken and shit. Like, it's that sort of deal where it's like, but in this case, you want it to be.
But
now
that's
I
how
want to
I am.
read a report.
I've
I'm never
always-
gonna buy anything again without being like,
Yeah, like where's
show me a pie chart of the breakdown of this shit, and where's Ed Thompson's signature?
Yeah,
Whatever his name was.
Yeah, where's the
Your
agriculture
pharmacist.
of Oregon
you have
at?
the information on this weed that I'm getting, actually, you know.
Well, how far do you think we are away from that? Of somebody like a
Probably not far,
doctor
honestly.
prescribing it and then you send it to the pharmacy or whatever.
We have a few people that on Instagram. One of them is the CBD How and the C Phoenix. And what they do is they do a hemp hotline every week. And one of the things that they do is they bring on somebody from either from the cannabis world to basically talk on that topic. And one of the people they brought in was a pharmacist actually, and he sells it at the front of his store. Right, you know, he doesn't want it behind the counter. He wants it out so people would actually see it, touch it,
Read
look
it
at
and
it.
ask about it or whatever.
And he's, you know, fully medically certified and is completely an advocate behind it.
420,
Yes,
you're not about to look, bro.
yesterday they had somebody from the legal team come over and, what was it? Is it San Francisco or I don't remember this? In California. they go over that. Yeah. They go over all the legal ramifications and regulations and like what you should and shouldn't do. And so, I mean, I think that it's a lot closer than people realize. We just found out today Carl's Jr. is doing they're putting CBD in one of their burgers.
Yeah.
Who is?
Carl's Jr.
Carl's
Oh,
Jr.
CBD burger?
Yeah.
That's sharp jumping right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
he's-
saying. Like, if you see that
can we
like
make
CBS jumping on
anybody
board,
come
it's
here?
only a matter of time before the lobbying and the government is all of a sudden like, oh, all of a sudden this is a great idea. It's like,
Well, that's the thing, you make enough noise and people are like, cool, who's making money on all this and how can we get all
That's
that?
what I'm trying to say. How are they trying to tax it?
which is
That's
why I
all
don't
I'm trying to figure out.
understand why
How we
that's-
gonna put our money? How we gonna get our money out?
To me, our government
The most.
legalized it everywhere,
You know what I
taxed
mean?
it, did
So
it like
it's
like a
cigarettes.
fortune.
Is your goal to sell your company whenever it, I mean, because there have to be these giant people that come in and be like,
I'm sure it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Our hope
The
isn't to
AB
do that.
InBev of CBD.
yeah, because you guys seem so like,
We really want to. We're gonna stick it to the very end. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, for real.
like what's
It's
that
been a
weed
life
show
change
on
for both of
420
us.
on HBO where the guy comes and he's like, I wish I could just leave. Like right now they're like, we've said what we want, we're good, you know. It was right. But you know what I mean? Have you never seen that show? Where it's like, okay, well.
I'm almost done with the beer.
Anyway, we're almost done. You guys shout out whatever you want to shout out, you know.
Here's what I want to say before
Go
we
ahead.
do that.
What the fuck, dude?
Let's do a, you'll never have me back. Let's do a Central Track due to and for your company, see something. Let's do a big event.
Let's do
a
it,
big
man.
blowout. Get
I'm
some
down.
bands and
Yeah.
have you guys
down,
coming
man.
back.
The collab CBD
Oh,
beer.
So I'm like way more into it now after
When we
saying
make the
this.
CBD beer with their CBD,
Yeah.
made
it's
a-
legal, right? We can
Yes.
put it in a beer. You're saying?
Yeah.
It's
and the
iffy.
I mean, it's
the easiest
it's not
thing to
legal.
Do,
It just kind
That
of
shade, that gray
The gray
area.
area.
yeah.
So like
you're
the
staying
420
in the gray
event,
area.
You love the gray area.
the 420
I do
event.
like the
That's
gray area.
they've
good beer
donated
name.
the CBD for us for our vendor. That's our food vendor, and we're gonna have edibles with CBD.
It's like we do with beer events. We find loopholes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude, the same thing.
That's why it's so important to have
No
both.
one finds loopholes. We do everything correctly.
Yes,
Everybody
we
finds
do.
loopholes. all the
Loopholes are correctly done.
Loopholes.
The
Our
main hole
loopholes.
and it's wide open.
Y'all fucked up.
Already, man.
Yeah, we should do that. That'd be
I'm
awesome.
down. We're all down. Hell
Here-
yeah.
It's
I think
Saturday.
we
What
did- I
time?
think we just,
and-
Okay.
yeah. Are we setting a date?
We should. I'm saying.
How long, Drew? How long does it take to brew this CBD beer?
I
Right?
think he's not over there anymore. We made a hemp ale last year.
Really?
With a local brewery. Which there's a couple more of those coming. I didn't wear this shit. But I haven't seen a CBD beer yet.
So we should definitely talk about it because I mean you could do the full spectrum like from the flower or you could do just the isolate and just put just CBD and nothing
dude,
else in it.
told
See,
you.
So, like,
he's gonna love
This
you
dude
because
knows
if,
his
when I try and tell
shit.
Drew, he's like, just sounds like I'm trying to like get him high, and he's because he's never been high. And I'm like, dude, you're crazy already, dude. Like these ideas that you have
Hey
about
man,
beers,
eat this
like,
cookie. Like,
imagine if
No.
you did it. He'd be like, imagine if I just, because he's the same person. Well, not the same person, but like music and everything. His brain just works in a like fun way. you know?
amazing.
Yeah.
He's
Interestingly
amazing.
enough, of that anybody that has smoked that has obviously smoked weed before and gotten high is just like, man, this you don't get high. It is the most calming sensation. But anybody that hasn't gotten high has actually been like, is this what being high feels like? And it's like, oh no,
Oh, no.
oh you have no idea the rabbit
Oh,
hole.
yeah,
Like,
you've walked right up to the.
you got people that
knocking on the
don't smoke
door.
weed.
Right, you're not
It's
just.
like half.
Well, they,
Yeah,
people
door
that
open,
don't
maybe.
smoke weed, they
It's the
regularly
order
think
to
that,
the
though,
chaos.
too.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, yes, that's perfect.
across the
It
two
means to
beers and are talking about
Yeah,
one
you
is
already, I was
diminished.
just stealing from you because you said Annie.
We should try this one out when we get done.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So
We're
I'd be
speaking
happy
right
to
now on
donate to the
camera.
cause.
Anyway, so just say your company name and anything you guys want.
So we're at alchemylabs.com. It's just the two of us right now. You know, come check us out online. We'll be happy with what you find.
And I'm with One Local Multimedia Inc. We have a 420 event this Saturday. These are one of the vendors. That's why I brought them on.
What time is it?
It's at 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Yes.
DJ Sober.
DJ
Man, when you do
Sober.
CBD, you can be up late night.
Dude, we have, was it Kush Nitro
Take a
Brew?
nap.
We have Kush Nitro Brew as another vendor. These guys, we have Hair Scents. They're a deodorizer. So we're about to put them to the test. So
Nice.
they can make the smell go away.
Wow, that's funny.
I actually put it to the test before I showed up here because I didn't know what I was walking into at
I used
first.
to
So I was
use
like,
those,
let me just
yeah.
spray this stuff because they said it's supposed to work.
It's like a better it's like Febreze for your hair.
It's like I used to use
Yes.
Osium back then.
Sorry,
Yes.
no offense. I'm sure you're a great company. But like to make the weed smell go away.
Dude,
at
it
10
worked.
p.m.
Because literally, I was smoking on the way up here and I sprayed. Like, I better spray so I don't smell because I don't know what I'm walking into. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't even smell it anymore. I go, but I don't know. Let me put it to the test when I walk
Yeah,
in.
I mean, look at this nose, bro. Come on.
Yeah, right. Look at this nose.
You know what? Oh, this must be the dude right here.
Yeah.
Everybody at this table has noses.
So it's tickets are sold at the door. $20.
Would you just look at this? Except
You got your nose
yeah,
warded.
Except for
I
the
got your
warden.
nose warded. I got his nose.
Oh, that's a good job. Man. This was fun. I'm glad y'all asked me to.
Who are you again?
I'm a dude. I'm the dude.
Legally,
I'm Matt Dixon.
Dude 214.
Yeah. We're
Sorry,
Texas
Pete.
Spirit.
We love you,
Hey, I
Pete.
have a brew bus tomorrow. It's 420 or Saturday, 422. Just talk. I only have like 20 people. Might be we could integrate something.
Yeah, man, come through, man. Y'all just show
I
up,
didn't have
dude.
us. I didn't need us. If this had been a week before, it would have been.
Just show up, dude. Just come show up.
Well, we're doing
Well,
it. We
you'll
do
be
it at
sharp
3
for the event.
breweries, but that's on like.
It's from 10 to 2.
fun to
10 to 2
include.
a.m. What's it called? $20 at the door. We got, like I said, we got these guys. We got Hair Scents. We have Kush Natural Brew. We have Chica's Tacos that's going to be out there serving the food and stuff.
Sober.
And we got DJ Sober, of course. We got Diamonds in the Rough Creations. They're like, they make these badass lights, and it's all 420 trendy stuff.
Oh, that's sweet.
So it's cool, man. They got trays
I'm
too.
angry that I
rolling
haven't
trays
heard
and
about this
everything.
event until just now.
And then-
like my job is to know about events like this.
Yeah, but what's so funny is because the Fort Worth Weekly guys were like, how does Dennis know about it more than we do? Like, well, that's y'all's job.
Get on it. Get on it,
Get on it,
Newquist.
bro. Like, get on it,
Get on
bro.
it, Michael Newquist.
But they're
Shout out to
cool.
Michael
We
Newquist.
ended up working something with them too, you know. But that was the first conversation. Like, hey, now you know. So what's up? Like I said, I'm with One Local Multimedia Inc. I'm new and upcoming. I'm ready to take over Texas, especially for the cannabis industry, CBD industry.
We need to do stuff.
Like,
Yeah.
throw
was great
events.
to meet
That's
you
what
guys.
we do, man. Nice to meet y'all.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Go to our Instagram.
Turning Point, you heard it. We're making that beer.
Yeah, fuck
CBD,
off, Turning
these are
Point.
people. What was that?
Well, I'm just saying, don't make that first. Is what you
Oh,
were
yeah,
trying to say.
yeah. And that as well.
Right?
You already know we're doing 420. Let's do this, all right? Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you guys,
Matt Dixon,
man.
I love
I
you.
finished.
You guys
mine.
already done? You got a little.
Sorry. Cheers, great to meet y'all.
Great to meet you.
I'll get him.
I'm always awkward.
I am too. That's why.
Later, man.
And we're out. I mean, I'm still there.
All right.
Is there a light?